Oh my gosh. That level 5 right there has my favorite rack for a level 5 mule deer. This rack has such a small chance of making diamond, but if this guy makes diamond, this will literally be my dream mule deer trophy. He's got a really solid 4 in his zone as well, but there's just nothing that compares to this right here. One of the best racks you could possibly get as a diamond for a mule deer in the Hunter Call of the Wild. But it has such a low chance that it's hard to say if this guy's actually going to make it. Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out, but we're not going to do it with this 308 AR. We're going to go to something a little bit more special, something we don't use that often. We are going to use an old favorite from years ago, the 30-06 Eckers bolt-action rifle. This thing used to be one of the best rifles in the game, and it's still a very good rifle, don't get me wrong. But whenever things like the M1 was added, and then later the 308 AR and the 303, there was a lot of guns that were just better than this, and then the 7mm came out as well, so there's a lot of guns that are a little bit more powerful than this one right here, but still cover the same classes, so it really hasn't seen the amount of use that it used to. So why not use it today on this beautiful level 5 mule deer? Please, let this be the diamond that I've always wanted. Our mule deer grind has now hit 272 kills with 5 diamonds along the way. Could this potentially be our 6th diamond? I really hope so. I mean, look at that rack. It's got the double stickers off the side of the beam. This is just my dream diamond rack. So if this makes it, I'll be incredibly happy. Though the odds of it actually making it are quite low. And of course it didn't make it. Ah, man. 306.45. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, man. You know, now that I'm looking at it, maybe it's the one that only has a single sticker off each side. Maybe that's the one that makes diamond. But I could have swore this one can make it as well. But that is very far below diamond. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. So I think at this point in this grind, we have had 5 diamonds as well as like 2 or 3 trolls, that guy being the most disappointing troll of them all. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today primarily, because we are going to be doing another Great One concept video. You guys were asking for another one via this poll right here. And so I decided, let's go ahead and do another one, this time on mule deer. And as I said in the last Great One concept video, we are using an AI generator to create these images, so just be aware of that going into it, that there's going to be some imperfections with it. It's not always perfect whenever you use stuff like that, and I typically try to avoid it here on the channel, but for these types of videos, these concept videos, it's one of the best tools that I can use to generate the perfect looking Great Ones, or at least what a Great One could look like. And it seems like the majority of you were very happy with the results of the last video that we did. So we're going to go ahead and show the first image now. Now this one right here doesn't have any type of special fur, but it does have a crazy non-typical rack. Obviously with this being AI generated, there is a little bit of imperfections. Like, I don't know if I would want it to have the split brow tines, but everything else looks incredible. And this is not super unrealistic either. In fact, I've seen non-typical mule deer get much larger IRL. So this would be a crazy rack to have on a Great One mule deer. And the mule deer is one of the most requested Great Ones in the entire game, aside from maybe the elk, so it would make sense to have something like this eventually added to the game. Man, we have a couple zones on this mule deer grind that are just absolutely loaded with shootable bucks. We got 2 3s there. I know I saw a third one somewhere in this area. Where did it go? I know we've got 3 to shoot here somewhere. Oh, well, for now, let's just shoot these 2 that we can see. And that's going to be 2 dead mule deer. The second image we have right here is a white mule deer with black spots, which could be something similar to what we've seen in the past, where you've got stuff like the fabled spotted bear. You've got the fabled speckled moose that has parts of it. Not all of it, obviously, but it's got a patch of white on its face that kind of has a little bit of speckliness around it. But this one right here, I wanted it to look more similar to a piebald, so it'd be a bit more grounded in reality, but also not being completely the same as a piebald, and I think it looks quite nice. And along with that, it's got a massive typical rack on top of it, like what would be considered, you know, an absolute giant, a trophy deer, which is exactly what the Great Ones are supposed to be. They're supposed to be extreme. They're supposed to be like once-in-a-lifetime trophies, the biggest, like, most beautiful animals in the game, so it makes sense to have something crazy like this. And of course, you guys know that I couldn't make all of them, like, super realistic on the fur or realistic on the rack. There has to be a couple that are a bit more extreme, because I know quite a few of us love the craziness that some of the recent great ones have had, like the Great One Moose, with its super out there fur types and just massive antlers. So, of course, we had to get one that has massive antlers and a bit more of an out there fur type. And I think this looks quite good with the black fur, the many white spots on it, the white legs, which unfortunately didn't like look super good. Like I said, AI generation has some flaws in creating perfect looking images, which is why I do believe that it will never replace artists at all. It's good for little fun stuff like this, but for your everyday professional things, it's definitely not worth it. But you could consider this to be like the big rack. This could be equivalent to like the big rack whitetail, which I'll throw an image up right now. This could be the big rack of the mule deer. And I think it would make a very good big rack, along with this being one of the more fancy furs. This is probably going to be a lot of your favorite. I know that a lot of you like these more extreme ones, including myself. I do think they look quite nice whenever EW does something that would look similar to this. With the two-tone big rack Great One Moose being one of the prime examples of something that would be similar to this, which that is my current favorite great one that I've got, is that two-tone big rack moose. Oh my gosh, man. We've got another level 5 mule deer. With this one having a little bit of a better chance of making diamond. This is one of the racks that I have had make diamond before a couple times, but I've also had it troll me a couple times. So we got a little higher chance of this one making it, but still not a 100% chance. We're going to use the 303 on this guy and try to do a longer range shot. At least I think this is 303. Yeah, this is our 303. Let's get lined up. This might be a little bit difficult, but that is a beauty right there. So we definitely need to get him down, and he's going down. Beautiful. We got ourselves a vital hit on a gorgeous mule deer buck. Now, I obviously didn't show every kill in this video that I've got while recording this video, but I think we've only shot like maybe 15 deer or so this entire episode. We've got 2 5s. That is the best luck we've had this entire grind. That is awesome. I guess our herd management might finally be coming along. I mean, we're almost 300 kills in. So at this point, we should see like minor differences, but nothing too crazy. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Let's see. Is this guy going to make it? Yeah, it's definitely a rack that we've had make diamond before. In fact, I think like episode 3 or 4 of our mule deer grind, we ended up getting a rack just like this that made it. Will this guy make it as well? No, he won't. Oh my gosh, are you joking? Well, it's just one of those days. It's just one of those days, I guess. Everything's going to troll us. That's quite unfortunate. He's beautiful regardless, but that's sad. That's sad that he's 4 points below. Now for this image right here. I saved this one specifically for the fur type because this is beautiful. It's like a golden blonde fur with white spots that would honestly make a perfect great one. We already have blonde mule deer in the game, but this one's a little bit more golden, and they could even make it a little bit extra golden compared to what we see here if they ever decided to do something like this, just to give it a little more pizzazz, make it more unique. But I think this looks absolutely beautiful. The rack on top of it isn't quite as crazy, but it still is kind of a nice looking rack. But we're mainly looking at the fur here. That fur is beautiful. I would love to see a great one with fur like that. It kind of reminds me of the fabled golden fallow deer, but a little bit lighter and on a mule deer instead. And as always, while we're doing this video, leave comments down below letting me know what you think of each of these furs and also letting me know which one is your favorite. And if you've made it this far in the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content and also press that like button. It's completely free, takes 2 seconds, and it helps the channel out a ton. Let's get a shot on this muley right here. Just a little level 3, so nothing super massive, but it's a 3, so we need to take him down. Gosh, man, there's some big 4s over at this lake. 2 beautiful looking level 4s. We need to try and take down both of them if we can. Let's get the 300 out just to make sure that we can finish the job super quick on them. Is there anything else we can shoot here? I don't believe so. Everything else looks to be relatively small. Get a shot into that guy, and then there should be a 3 right there. Beautiful. Love to see it. So as we're walking down to these, let's take a look at the final image that I have here. This one, again, is a massive typical rack. This totally would be great one, worthy in terms of the size of those antlers. And it's in the velvet as well. Like, a lot of these have been in velvet, which I do find quite cool. A lot of time when you use these generators, it does put velvet on them, like, without you even asking for velvet. So that is quite interesting. But it also looks really good, and a lot of people in the community have requested velvet antlers for a very long time. So if we got a giant velvet mule deer with a big drop tine like that, and some very thick tines, and this beautiful albino fur, that would just be incredible. It also kind of gives us an idea of what an ultra rare mule deer could look like, because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of us want to see some ultra rares come back. The whitetail is the only one that has ultra rares currently, and I mean, they're so rare that there's been less than 10 of them found in the entire existence of the great one whitetail deer. So we need another species to have ultra rares so that this type of stuff would be possible. Because, man, it's so stunning. Being able to see a giant albino buck like that would just be the ultimate find in the hunter call of the wild. So not only do we need great ones for the mule deer, but we also need to find ourselves a way that we can get the devs to give us ultra rares for some of the other species. So now that you guys have seen all of them, let me know in the comments down below which rack and which fur is your favorite. What would be your dream combo? Is that another 5? Oh my gosh, that's another 5. Are you joking? Dude, we are popping 5s like crazy. That's totally a 5. I can't spot it, but that is totally a 5. Yeah, that's... Oh my gosh! Oh, this has a chance of being my biggest mule deer ever. I think that right there is big rack. Oh my gosh. I think that's big rack. This is the best day of mule deer grinding we've had. And it's fitting because this is a video about a great one mule deer. And we're finding giant mule deer like this beast right here. This couldn't be more perfect. So he's about 300 away, but not quite. So we do got to be a little bit careful not to mess this shot up. I need him to go broadside. I'm not going to take a risky shot that's quartering like this. Oh, man, that would have been good, but he moved. Now her head's in the way. We got him. Oh, my gosh. That is a monster. That is a monster. Are we finally going to get the diamond? We've been getting trolled like crazy today. And as always, for those of you that may not be familiar with herd management, we use herd management on this grind right here. If you want to see more guides on herd management, go to the herd management guides playlist. It'll kind of teach you what it is. But essentially, it's a grinding method that makes more large animals spawn. So, even saying that, we're pretty early in this grind. So, I'm kind of shocked that we have managed to get 3 5s today in such a short amount of time. Our map must be on fire. I mean, if we get a rare to spawn right now, there's a high chance it could be on a 5, which is definitely amazing. And I hope that that'll happen. But until then, we've got this guy. 334. Holy crap. Well, he's not our biggest ever, but he is a max weight. That's our first max weight of the grind. And you guys know that guy's getting taxidermized immediately. That is a monstrous mule deer. I mean, just look at him. He's a beast. He is an absolute beast. And you love to see it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Again, let me know what your favorite combination would be of all the images shown today. And hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a sub if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of content. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!